You changed your mind about wearing the blanket like a little hermit?
That was so mean.
That was not mean.
That was mean.
That wasn't mean at all. We have a video to record, by the way.
Call me a hermit.
It was a joke because you were like in a shell with your little blanket.
It was that teasing kind of hermit.
That wasn't shady at all, like you say.
Hermit.
Well, we got it on video, so I guess the viewers can tell us if they think that was shady or not. I didn't think it was. I thought it was just a pretty innocent comment, but I don't know.
No, it's just people wouldn't expect you to say those kind of things. You just called me a hermit.
Because you... Hey guys, Ellie and Megan here. Today, we have a really exciting video that I think we've gotten requests for quite a long time, actually. I've seen many comments on my videos saying that you and Megan need to either do a live or do a video answering questions about y'all's relationship and things of that nature, so here we are. I'm trying to think of questions that we commonly get asked. I mean, that's easy. The one
we get the most.
There's two that we get more than any other, and then there's a few that we get kind of sprinkled here and there. But all right, the first of the two questions that we get asked all the time is how we met. So you want to do that one or me?
Yeah, so just kind of keeping it short and brief, we met on Bumble, which is a dating app, and we pretty much clicked immediately when we started talking on there.
Yeah, so not all dating apps are bad, I guess.
No, we found our love.
We'll be a statistic. We'll be a Bumble marriage for real. Yeah. No, I knew instantly that you were different. It's kind of funny. On her profile, I could see that she had a bunch of goats. And what are the odds of that being a farmer and her having 27 goats? It was 24 at the time.
Yeah, it was low. And you know what? The picture of the goats, it wasn't even a picture of me and my goats. It was a picture of me, like a professionally done picture, because my mom takes pictures sometimes. And it was just the goats were in the background. So, like, you had to have been very in tune with that to, like, realize that, hey, like, she's got a lot of goats in the background.
Yeah, I could see the goats. And so that was an attention getter, obviously, because I love animals, too. But it wouldn't have went anywhere if there wasn't more to it, if we didn't have a lot in common. So
do you remember what I asked you? Because the girls have to message you first.
What?
His profile picture was the one you see of him holding Cornholio.
Yeah, I think so.
And so and then the second one was him, and was it Ivy? With
yeah,
the glasses
the one,
on?
Yeah.
So I literally, when I messaged him, I didn't say hi or anything, because to me that was just a little awkward. I was like, so what's the story with the turkey? Like, why the turkey? And then I think I even, after we talked a little bit, I was like, you have a friendly donkey? Like, donkeys normally aren't always friendly. And I was like, why the glasses? She let you do that? Like, just...
Yeah, it was just intriguing to you, probably.
Yeah.
And most people would have either been repulsed at the idea or, like, kind of, thought it was weird. But, so that was an attention getter, and so that was a good start. But
No, and it's funny because I knew nothing about I'm a Survivor or your YouTube, and you live 15 minutes down the road.
Yeah, for real.
Really 15 minutes down the road.
What really did it for me, though, was...
Oh, man.
We were Snapchatting.
Oh, no.
And
Go ahead.
we were Snapchatting, and she just sent me a picture. I guess she was laying in her bed, so she just sent a front-facing picture and nothing to it. But
it was of my TV.
Of her TV or something, and in the corner of the screen of the picture she sent me, I saw an Xbox controller lit up. I recognized the little glowing X, and I was like,
she's on the Xbox.
You play Xbox? And she goes, yeah, I love Xbox, and my heart just melted right there.
And then, kid you not, he goes, how about we play this game? Like, can you play this game? And I was like, I don't play those games.
Yeah, but no, even though we don't play the exact same genre of games, the fact that she was a gamer too, like I am, it was things like that over time, just more and more you realize how much we have in common, and so that's how it all started right there.
I think everybody who knows us and knows us well, that sees us on a daily basis, I mean, my parents say it, they say he's the female, I'm the female version of him.
And vice versa, yeah, my parents say that all the time too. Yeah, she's just the male equivalent, or female.
We can't figure it out. It's okay.
Female equivalent of myself, basically.
We'll work on it.
Yeah,
we'll work on that.
We'll get that. And then the second question that people ask all the time is obviously about, do we have a wedding day set?
We do.
Go ahead.
So, a lot of people say that you can be engaged for a while, but that's not what we really want. We love each other. That'll lead into another question later.
We got something.
Oh man. A lot of people like to be engaged for a while, but we just don't want to do that. We just love each other so much that we just want to be married already. So we took into account when I graduate. I graduate December 17th, and I clinical teach, which is student teaching in the classroom 5 days a week next semester during the fall. But I finish towards the end of November, and I was like, okay, I don't want to get married until after I'm finished because I want to be able to start my life after I graduate with you. So we're getting married on December 11th of this year. It's so exciting.
December 11th is the date for those of you that are wondering. People ask, do we have a venue?
We do.
We do have a venue. We went and saw it and we loved
very
it.
Us.
Will we get married indoor or outdoor? It's really to our discretion depending on the day because they have a little chapel that's indoors and they have a beautiful outdoor little scenery area that we could choose. So it probably just depends what we're feeling that day.
I'm leaning more towards the chapel.
She loved the way the indoor
I love the
looked.
chapel. It has a beautiful cross right in front of the windows at the end. It has a two-way mirror so I can see him up at the altar.
Isn't it one way so I can't see in but you can see out?
Oh, whatever it is, I can see out but you can't see
Yeah,
in.
the one-way
whatever
mirror.
it is.
Yeah.
But I can see me. I can see me. I can see me. I can see you, but you can't see me.
Yeah.
So.
One-way window. It'll be funny because people will be going up to that window doing their makeup and doing stuff, not realizing that whoever's on the other side can see exactly what they're doing and stuff. It'll make for maybe funny video. That's another question that people ask a lot is, are we going to video our wedding day? And I don't know exactly. I don't know if I may just want to enjoy the moment. I probably won't see myself getting my phone out trying to record everything. I just want to enjoy our special day. There will be, talk about the videographer though, or photographer that might get good footage.
So there's two different aspects. So one thing I do want to talk about is that I did go dress shopping, last week?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
I went dress shopping last week, and we did get some videos just so I could remember, and see the dresses in case I didn't choose one. Disclaimer, I did choose my dress there. I said yes to a dress, but besides the point. So there are little videos like that, and I might get little videos of things that I can send him and all of that, just so we can have the process. So maybe that'll make it into a video one day, but we're looking at options with videography and photography on the day. We're obviously going to get bridal party portraits and portraits of us done like standard wedding procedure, but there are options nowadays with technology to get a wedding video done. And just depending on how we're feeling, we really want to find the perfect fit for everything. And so if we find a videographer we like, they'll make a professional video. They'll take the best parts of our wedding and put it into, they're really beautiful videos.
Like a highlight reel almost.
And it's high quality. It really is beautiful. And they edit it for us. So that's going to be kind of up to what we want to do.
There will be plenty of keepsakes for us to reminisce upon and for you guys to be able to share with us. But will I walk around with my phone narrating everything like I do on the farm? Probably not. That's how I would answer that question. I put a story on my Instagram, and so that's where we got a lot of the questions submitted. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Those were the main ones. What else is there?
Honeymoon.
Honeymoon, okay.
I love this. So everybody thinks kind of the standard of honeymoon. We were talking about different places. We were talking about Hawaii. We were talking about Cancun because we have been to Cancun and we loved it. But I don't really want to travel out of the country. It's a really stressful process for me, to say the least.
There's airports. There's so many different things that get involved with that.
Most people who know me know flying stresses me out a little bit. And one of my favorite things is Disney. And he likes Disney as well, probably not as much as me, but it's a fun theme park if you've ever been to Disney World. So I think we're kind of set in stone on Disney World and Universal Studios.
Yeah.
And there's beaches in Florida too if we wanted to drive down there. So
what a honeymoon. Disney
World. I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun.
I'm trying to think of other ones that I think people are going to find that very, what's the word? Some people will think it's comical, but others will think it's adorable, I think.
Yeah.
That's a great deal of our relationship. A lot of people probably find the things that we do comical, but then others find it adorable.
It is. It's just us. That kind of non-traditional. That's how we are. We're not the regular stereotype for our age. Like, we don't enjoy going out and partying or anything like that.
Definitely not.
We like to stay in, and that's another thing. Like, what's our favorite thing to do together?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Is honestly, like, we don't like going out. We don't rarely like go and do date night because that's just not.
Yeah, it's not
us.
what we do.
We literally just like to sit in each other's presence. There's a lot of times that we'll be sitting in my room or his room, and we'll just be laying there, not even talking, just kind of just laying there.
And if we are talking, it's something ridiculous, like about, I don't know, what do we talk about? Literally anything. Like, how many brains does a squid have or something?
What were we talking about Thursday night? Light years. When
Oh,
I was
yeah.
falling asleep, I was trying to ask you how long is a light year? We also talked about,
We talk about genetics all the time. Just the most.
this weekend was dinosaurs. That was a hot topic, dinosaurs.
Yeah, we just talk about the most random stuff, I think, long story short. It could be literally anything.
It can be very intellectual, or it can be like the lowest of the low thinking.
Off the wall. What would you do if a chimp attacked you? That's more of an Elijah thing, but
we
yeah.
encounter that as well.
Yeah. Sometimes, and that's another thing that I love about her is that she loves football. And she doesn't just know your generic, this is called the pass and this is called the run kind of football. She literally knows the names of sort of obscure players, and she understands how teams can lose momentum. She knows very specific football nuances that only an expert would know. And so that, I love her a lot for that, of course, as you can expect. That's a good question, though, is that I did see, and that I'm sure everybody wants to know, is what do we love the most about each other?
I can go first, yeah. Okay, so there's a lot, but I was actually talking to a viewer on Instagram yesterday, and one of the things that I just was like teary-eyed talking to her about was, there's two main ones that come to mind. The first one is obviously his love for animals. We were even having this conversation yesterday that I just want to save all the animals, and it like breaks my heart. And to have somebody that shares that same passion and want to, if I could, a passion of mine that I talk about a lot is stopping puppy mills, and he is there to listen and is like, yeah, I'll go to war with you, I'll help you with that. Like, his love for animals really amplifies my love, and it's one of the things that I do love the most about you. But outside of that, just as a personality trait, I love his kindness. I'm gonna get teary-eyed. He's just a really kind person. Like, I can't brag about this human, you're a human today, enough. What you don't know is that behind the scenes, he talks to so many people and prays for so many people, and honestly, just, you might not talk to him for a couple weeks, but he'll message you just to check up on you. And that's just the kind of person he is. He might not know you very well, but he's still going to make the effort to make sure that you're okay. And his kindness and his love for, your love for other humans too, I think is what I love the most about you.
You sweet boy. What I love the most about you, there's so many things. Oh man, it would take videos upon videos to list them all, but obviously what I love the most is her love for God, because I do, of course, and then it encompasses so many other things, because with that comes the love for each other, the patience, just the faithfulness, the time is no. No, don't cry.
Oh, the tears are here. I'll stop. It'll stop. This isn't sad crying. It's happy crying. You can continue. Yeah. There's
just so many other things that go along with it and that she shares with me, and so that's the most important. That's what I love the most. But then beyond that, I mentioned the football, the gaming, the animals, the intellectual. I talk nerdy a lot about nerdy stuff. I can admit it, and not only does she tolerate it, but she enjoys it and even eggs it on with her own nerdy talk. And so
we're nerds.
Yeah, we embrace it too. But just the things that we have in common, like I said, it's endless. Literally anything. There's things that we may not have been interested in at first until we met the person, until we met each other.
Mm-hmm. And
then once we gave it a shot, we realized this is actually really cool. It's really fun. And so, like some card game, I'm trying to think of,
Y'all taught me Rummy.
We taught you Rummy.
And I love Rummy now.
Yeah, Rummy's a card game, and then you got us upwards.
Yeah, I did. Y'all got me into Scrabble.
Scrabble.
And so then,
apparently
now your dad mentioned this in a live. They say I am a little bit of a cheater and I play very interesting, which is true. But yeah, they got me into Scrabble.
It's not cheating. It's just interesting the way that you hold the cards and stuff.
Okay, that's in Rummy, but in Scrabble, I tried to do the words upside down, and they said that is not okay. I don't even remember what I did.
Yeah, in Scrabble, it has to be either going from first letter to last letter going down or going side to side. But she was trying to spell it going backwards and stuff. Just trying to spell it going up or trying to go diagonal and stuff.
I would have won the game if I could have done that. Let's just state the facts there. But
everybody'd have about 10,000 points by the end of the game if it worked like that.
No, but that's one thing that they got me into. I've always enjoyed board games and stuff like that, but more getting into family night.
Yeah.
Is something. But
that's another thing too in and of itself is that we both came to each other. We met each other already being very family oriented. On her social media, you saw pictures of her with her family, and that's not very common for people our age. I know a lot of people our age, and so you don't see a lot of pictures of them with their mother or their father. Sometimes with their brothers and stuff, if they're around the same age. You don't see pictures of them with younger children very often. But she had many things like that, and when I met her, her and her family always had family night, and that was something that we do too. Of course, we've always had family night, and so it's good to be able to merge that together. And that was a big thing, is that we were both family oriented. I feel like sometimes it can be the case that one might force the other to pick between them or their family, but it's better that we can all just come together as one,
There is one thing I want to say that I am extremely grateful to you for. It is about my journey with God, and I feel perfectly comfortable saying this, and I have, I don't have a care for what anybody has to say about before you, how I felt about God. I don't know if we said it's agnostic. I believed that there was a God. I believed that there were miracles, but I was always a see it to believe it. And then he came into my life, and he had no intentions of ever pushing his faith on me or trying to convert me, as people may call it. But it just kind of happened, natural curiosities. He would be a lot of nights he'll read the Bible before we would go to bed, and just natural curiosities. And so he'd tell me stories, and I found God that way. And since then, I can say I have had some very, very interesting, experiences that have made it very clear to me that God is there, and God is with me and with us, and constantly. There's things that I can't explain and I cannot account for. And so I know now that faith is about jumping into a belief. It's not about always seeing it, and that's not for you to know what everything is. It's a blind faith is what it is, and that's okay. And it's hard.
Yeah.
But
it's especially hard for rational, believe it to see it kind of people. It can be very confusing at times, but we've definitely seen more than enough and been blessed more than enough to know that during our most difficult times, we just sit back and we let God's plan just come to fruition, What else do we? I'm trying to think. There's a few other questions those are the ones that are asked by far the most, but
the ring.
There's a few. The ring.
The ring. So the ring, and there was another good one. On a scale of 1 to 10, how surprised was I? So we are very big. It's interesting. We're very big on communication. We communicate the very big and serious things, but little things, we are terrible at communicating. I don't even know. You'd be going on a trip one week, and you wouldn't tell me until the day before, and I'm like, oh, great. That's good.
That's because I forgot about it. We were going to Louisiana, I think, and that was December 22nd. It was before Christmas, to see my stepdad's side of the family. I hadn't seen them in 6 or 7 years, and my mom told me about a month in advance, and so I never told you. I didn't think to. And then once December probably 20th or something came by, I remember. Oh yeah, we are going to Louisiana in a few days.
Hey, Bubs, we're going to Louisiana.
It could have been that we had plans on the 23rd, but I remember, wait, I will be in Louisiana on the 23rd.
Yeah, I think that's what
Louisiana,
it was.
what? Why?
Like, why? What are you doing? Yeah.
Stuff
So, but
like
we communicate the big things. So, marriage has always been talked about since, I'd say we started talking about it seriously in October.
This kind of goes hand in hand with the question of how surprised were you when I proposed?
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So
Because I saw that.
we've been talking about it since October. I don't even know. Just so to ask how surprised I was, an 8 out of 10, I would say. I'm not gonna say I was not expecting it that day at all. I was actually having a pretty rough day. It was my first week of school, and I came home Thursday night. I was in a really bad mood. I had a headache. I was really annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
I know you remember that. And
Yeah.
you had got me to sit down and make clay, and then that's when you had proposed later that night.
Yeah. Clay's therapeutic for her, so it just made sense that we should make clay because that's something enjoyable, and she wasn't able to do it at school. So yeah.
So I was surprised in that sense of when it happened, but I knew that it was going to be coming. And the word he always used was soon. It would be coming soon. I do not like the word soon anymore, just so we put that out there. So I knew that it was coming. I didn't know when. I definitely was not expecting it in January. Honestly, I was kind of expecting it closer to now, towards my birthday.
Mm-hmm. I think I can probably give a little more insight because I was the one, and there's a lot of questions that only I could answer. Like, did you get her parents' blessing beforehand? How'd you come up with the idea and the timetable and stuff? So
you were so smart. It's such a funny story for that Sunday when I left for school.
There's a lot of details I can share about that. And I forgot the exact month, but like you said, around October of last year is when we first started talking about it. Like we knew that we were gonna get married soon, and you had shown me, I can admit it, a lot of people said I had an excellent ring choice. I had excellent taste in rings, but it was actually Meg that showed me on her phone the exact ring that she wanted. And yeah, you can look at it right there.
Is it right?
And
So I did pick out my ring because we had talked about it, and you're like, if you're going to wear a ring for the rest of your life, I want it to be something that you really like and you really love.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a big deal if you helped me pick it because I don't want to just go off. I can admit that I wouldn't have good taste, or it would just be a shot in the dark. So
you would have had no. I think I had told you I like a pear cut earring or a teardrop earring, but then we had just talked about it. We're like, well, let's pick out the ring, and then you just surprised me from there.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, we had talked about getting married for a few months, and after a little bit of time passed, I knew that I wanted to propose to her, but I knew that she had wanted me to get her parents' blessing beforehand, and I knew that the time would be right. Something that I prayed about. I knew that when the time came that I would know. And so after a little bit of time, I think you were getting a little bit, I guess, restless, and you were asking me like, is it ever gonna happen? Like, I don't even know if you have anything planned.
Oh, that sounds so terrible. Because, okay, I just love this kid so much that the way I can describe it is that we love each other so much sometimes that it hurts. And I can't say that we started dating on Christmas Day.
2020.
And so on Christmas Day, like, a lot of my family came over, and he was coming back from Louisiana, and a lot of my family were like, oh, he's going to do it today. And so I worked myself up, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get engaged today. Not true.
We started dating December 25th, 2020. And so she's referring to exactly 1 year later in 2021. And that was the day that she thought that I was going to propose because it was our 1 year anniversary. It was Christmas. And I guess they had told you that they thought I was going to do it. And so you were probably like, oh, maybe it will happen
I was
today.
really excited. And then when he didn't do it, oh, I feel terrible even saying it. But, like, I was definitely upset. And it was definitely that conversation. Is it gonna happen? I just want this so badly.
I think it's a bit of restlessness for you because I kind of had an idea of when it was gonna happen, but it has to be like a surprise, so I couldn't tell you. But for you, you literally don't know if I have the ring picked out and I'm just waiting.
He would say things like, "I don't know. Do I have the ring? Maybe I do. Maybe it's sitting in that bag." You like just that kind of thing. And so I'm a person that likes to know what is going on and to not know what's going on.
She doesn't like surprises, and so that made this tough. But yeah, you didn't know, like,
I didn't know
did he pick out the ring already? He's just waiting till the right day. Has he not gotten the ring? Is he not even
Did
planning
my
on?
parents say no?
Did my parents say no? Is he not gonna get it this year, but next year? Like, it's restlessness because you have no idea. But the truth is that I was waiting until I could find the right time that you weren't there to be able to go to your parents and to ask for their blessing and to let them know that I had gotten the ring. And I hadn't had an opportunity to do so until
We're together almost every day that we're home.
Yeah.
We're together.
Yeah.
And so there's no way.
There's not really a time for me to talk to her parents without her being there too. And so the first chance I got at that was the night she went back to College Station that Sunday. And so I pretended to drive back to the farm, but I just stopped outside of, I think, the church over there.
Yeah.
And I just kind of waited. We see each other on the GPS, so I could see when you were going to College Station.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and waited till you were like far enough away, and then I drove back to your parents' house and I showed them the ring and I asked for their blessing and they said yes. And that would have been like 3 or 4 days before I actually proposed.
Can I say why that story is so funny though?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we always text each other when we get home, and we had said goodbye here at my house. I went to the gas station, and I don't know how I didn't see his car parked at the church. Let's just start there. I don't know how that didn't happen.
Because you went a different way than normal.
I did, and I was upset that night too.
You normally go this way, and so I made sure to park somewhere going this way, but for some reason you went this way instead, and so you very easily could have seen me parked outside the church.
Yeah, but I didn't. I can say that I was very upset that night.
Mm-hmm.
Can you check something for me?
Check what?
Can you check and make sure it's still recording? I'm so scared.
It's still going. We've been going for 28 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's gonna be a long video.
Sorry, I was a little anxious that y'all didn't get to hear like half of the stuff we said. Anyway, so I was very upset that night. It's no secret that I don't like college. I am not really happy with my profession, but that's okay. That's a whole different story.
That is kind of a secret. I don't think anyone knew that until now.
Everybody around me knows it. It's okay. So just to give some context, I'm studying to be a teacher. Maybe that's a different video for another day why I could talk about that. But that's a whole thing.
That's a different subject. This is a happy video.
I don't like college at all. So I was very upset to be going back. And especially because of how serious our relationship is. I mean, I didn't want to go back, and I was having to go back like 4 days a week. I just didn't want to do it. So I go to the gas station, I fill up my car, and normally by the time I get to, I think I was getting Jack in the Box that day, so it'd been about 25 minutes. Normally by the time I get my food for dinner, he texts me that he made it home. But he hadn't texted me yet. And I knew that there wasn't bad traffic because I just drove through the area. So I texted him, I was like, hey, did you make it home? Did you make it safe? He didn't text me back. So I panicked. I didn't track him. I could have tracked him, but for some reason I didn't. So I called you.
I didn't even think about that. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I didn't. For whatever reason, I didn't track you because sometimes your thing doesn't work and sometimes it does. I was like, it's probably not working. So I called him. Mind you, he's over here with my parents right when I call him. And he's like, no, I made it home. And I'm at G's, whatever. And then I was parked in the Jack in the Box parking lot. I was like, oh my gosh, Finnegan's doing something really cute. So I tried to FaceTime you while he's at my house showing my parents the ring. And I see Emily. Hi, Emily. Anyway, so I FaceTime him and he didn't answer me. He acted like he had bad service, which is...
Yeah, so I talked about leading up to that night, that Sunday night. I was sad she was leaving, of course, but it was the chance for me to be able to ask for her parents' blessing and to propose. So I came over and I went in there and we talked about it, and they were happy for us. They welcomed me to the family. Your dad gave me a hug and said, welcome to the family. They were so happy, and I'm so grateful that they were. And actually, Rika and Mikkel, brother and sister's boyfriend, were all there.
Oh yeah, Austin was there too.
They were all there. And at some point, I saw my phone ring, and it was you calling me, and I was like, oh no. And so I said, guys, be quiet. And so I answered the phone, and I said, hey, Bubs, and she...
panicking.
Yeah, you were like, did you make it home safe? And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot. It was just, the Chiefs were playing at that exact time. They were playing Pittsburgh in the wild card round. And so I messaged, and so I just told you like, yeah, the Chiefs game was just exciting, this and that. And
I could hear the football game on in the background, and I was like, oh, it's a little loud to be at G's house, but I didn't think anything of it.
yeah, and so this is all while her family is right there. And so then she started FaceTiming me because she told me that Finnegan, our cat son, was doing something really cute. And I was like, oh no, what do I do?
FaceTiming me.
I can't go in the woods because that would be suspicious. Why am I in the woods? I can't. She recognizes her house, obviously, so there's nowhere I can go that will look like it's G's and Pop's house. So I didn't know what to do. And so
I think my parents were like, go to her room.
I went upstairs to your room, but that wouldn't have done anything
because I would have recognized.
Yeah, she knows what her room looks like. So I ended up being like, hello? Can you hear me? And I could hear her just fine saying, hey, Bubs, are you there? Can you hear me? And I was like, hello? I think it's break, hello? And then I ended up hanging it up. And so I pretended that.
I texted him after that. I was like, oh, I guess it's not working. I'm going to drive. I'm heading back to College Station now.
That's a normal thing because, I mean, we both kind of live in
wooded areas.
Yeah, the dog's distracting me. What's he barking at?
Oh, they're going to go get food.
Oh.
Sorry, friends.
Yeah, I apologize for. Just give him a second to calm down. But they're going to get food. You heard it.
You heard it here.
What was I saying?
Fajitas. Sorry, I distracted.
It's okay. No. Hey. What was I saying? I forgot. I forgot exactly.
Oh, we're in the woods, so bad service is very, very common.
Exactly, yeah. So it wasn't anything out of the ordinary for our call to drop or something like that to happen. And so I had to kind of improvise that on a whim. So I think my improv skills were pretty good right there. He did pretty good,
and he doesn't work very well under pressure most of the time. So
I don't know if that's true.
I think it's true.
I'm a football coach. I have to work well under pressure.
No. When it comes to me, I feel like sometimes you get a little, I'm not gonna say spastic. You're a little squirrely.
Like just kind of
everywhere. And so for that to be such a big thing, because the minute I would have realized he was at my house, I would have been like, why are you at my house?
Yeah.
Because I know he didn't forget anything because I take his hoodies and he knows that I have his hoodies in College Station. So I know he wouldn't be getting a hoodie.
The surprise would have been ruined right there.
Totally ruined, because then I would have known it's coming soon. Because he's not going to wait much longer.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if I would have caught on, and I don't know how I didn't catch on, mind you, because, and then you know what? I think we've even talked about this with a lot of different people, is you and my mom were acting very weird that night. And even my Aunt Arlene was acting very weird on the phone. Everybody.
The night she came home that Thursday when I did propose.
Everybody was acting so weird. And I even sat and I looked at you and were making plans. Like, my mom is being really weird.
I knew why, but I was just like, something happened this week.
I hadn't talked to my parents much that week because it was my first week back. And I hadn't called them much that week. Just
a lot of schoolwork and all that.
Yeah, and so it was just a really stressful week, and so I hadn't talked to them, and so it's like, no, I don't really know what's like going on this week. Like it was weird, and I still didn't catch on.
Yeah.
And you were even like nervous. You could see it in the videos.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't catch on. I honestly thought you were just throwing a fit because the clay wasn't working.
I mean, I sort of was. I don't even remember what I was feeling that day. It was probably every single emotion you could possibly imagine. I guess you wouldn't know what it feels like to be on the brink of proposing to your girlfriend.
I will say, but you don't know what the feeling of being proposed to is like.
I don't know what the feeling of being proposed to is either. I
hadn't seen that ring in a while because I went to the store to get sized. And so I hadn't seen that ring in a while. So when you pulled my ring out, I was like, that's my ring.
Yeah.
And then of course I cried, but that's normal. We saw it. I've already cried in this video, so what's one more time?
I suppose so. That summarizes literally the whole. I think that right there gives about as good of context and as good of a summary as we could possibly give of how all the details went down. Is there any other questions that? Because this video is probably almost 40 minutes long right now. This is going to be a long one. A lot of people like the longer videos, so this will be the dream for the people that like watching the hour-long videos.
A lot of people want to know more about us in depth, too, because they see us both on the videos and they see how we interact, but truth be told, there are very few people who see how we are around each other and just our stories behind the scenes.
Maybe that'll be a video for another time. I think we could do a part 2 of this if the viewers would like to see it, and then, like you were saying, kind of different things that show more how we interact more in our personal life. I've done little sprinkles of my football, of our clay making, of other things that we do that aren't animal or farm related. We have little sprinkles of that, but we could probably include more in the future, most definitely.
I don't know. Is there anything else about this?
I think we touched the major topics, because out of all the questions that people sent in on Instagram and the ones that I see all the time on YouTube, I think it was the same, probably 4 or 5 as the majority. So I think we're good.
We're good. We're excited for our future.
Yes, we are, most definitely.
Wedding coming soon.
Yeah, and we'll keep y'all up to date with the things that are going on. And I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Anything else you want to say before we wrap it up?
Have a great day.
Have a great day, her go-to. As always, be sure to let us know in the comments what kind of stuff you want to see. We hope you have a great day. And as I always say, your boy Ellie out.